إن الحمد لله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في قرآن الحكيم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. صدق الله المولانا العظيم ورفعنا بالقرآن الحكيم. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam and in humanity, we began as always by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, the most compassionate, the all-loving, the most generous, the most kind. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the creator and the sustainer and the nurturer and the nourisher of the heavens and the earth and of every living organism that exists in between, in the highest realms of the heavens, in this wide earth before us, and in the bottomless pits of the oceans and beyond. And in this moment, we take an opportunity to renew our testimony of faith in our hearts and on our tongues, bearing witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one God and the one God alone. And we bear witness that our beloved Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him, came as a wave of mercy for all of the universe, and that he truly was the best of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation, and that he is the guide for us all till the end of times. And it is his intercession that we seek on that most momentous day, and that truly he was the final of the prophets and messengers, and a long line of prophets and messengers, peace be upon them all, and their families and their companions, and all who followed the prophetic legacy and tradition till the end of time. My brothers and sisters, today in our time together, as we gather together in this space, in this moment, to reflect, to connect, to renew our intentions of being devotees and servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth for as long as we live, I want us to focus on a very particular issue, a global crisis that has affected the entire world, a crisis that sometimes we may feel very directly and other times may feel removed, but in reality it is a crisis that each and every single one of us must be concerned about. It is a crisis that weighs heavy on our hearts if we are people of consciousness, and people of goodwill, and people who want to see goodness and justice for people all over the world. And the issue that I speak of today is none other than that enormous issue, that very complex issue of the global crisis of refugees, the global crisis of displacement of people from their homes and their lands. And my brothers and sisters, we can speak about numbers all we want. We can take the demographic studies that have been done, and we can look at those numbers and we can see that over 60 million people today in the world are considered to be displaced. We can consider that so many of them are categorized under this artificial category of refugee, because the distinction between these terms are sometimes very subtle. But the idea is that we can talk all we want about numbers, but the reality is that these are not numbers, but rather these are people. These are human beings. That these are men, women, and children. That these are the fathers and the mothers, the grandmothers and the grandfathers, the sons and the daughters of not only another person, but of us. If we understand that we collectively are a human being and that we belong to a human family. And this is something that is a radical shift in our understanding that needs to take place. And it's a shift that indeed the Quran itself calls us to. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly calls us to this idea of nas, of being people of humanity. So that so often in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us by this beautiful term, Ya ayyuhan nas, O humanity, recognizing that this is what binds us together across borders, across even religions, even across ethnic and cultural lines. That the thing that binds us together is the fact that all of us are made up of a heart and a soul, that all of us have an exterior and an interior, that all of us are creations of God, that we are being nurtured every single moment by God, whether we are living in rich lives or impoverished lives, that we are the creation of the same deity, and that we are being nurtured and we are being tested both in our wealth and in our poverty by the same Lord. That we are first and foremost human beings. We are first and foremost human beings. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us to. Not only as a source of identification, not only as a source of identity, but also as a way of indicating our responsibilities on earth. So that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the beautiful Surah An-Nisa, the chapter on women, or of women, chapter number 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhan nas, O humanity, revere your Lord who created you from a man and a woman, and who spread many men and women throughout this earth from them. And be conscientious and be reverent before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way that you demand your mutual rights from one another. And be reverent of the wombs that bore you. And know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever watchful over you and your deeds and what you're doing on this earth. That you will have to go back to Allah, that I will have to go back to Allah, and I will have to answer for how I treated another human being, how I treated another human being, whether they're from my culture or my ethnicity or my religion or not, how I treated them. That this will be something that I will be asked about, and something that you will be asked about. My brothers and sisters, this weekend, beginning today and extending into tomorrow, we are blessed out of this Office of Religious Life here at Princeton University to be having a conference that is entitled On Seeking Refuge. And it is a conference that required people to sign up beforehand in order to be part of the sessions. But there is an opening plenary session and there's a closing plenary session. The opening session being later this afternoon at 4:30, and tomorrow the closing session being around 2 o'clock. And that is open for everyone. And I want to invite you to these sessions even if you did not sign up for the rest of the conference. And what I'm doing here is not promoting an event. I hope you understand that the pulpit is too grave of a place to promote events. But what I'm promoting here is raising our consciousness about a responsibility, an immediate responsibility that all of us have to be aware of the global refugee crisis and to be aware of what you and I can do on the ground to be people of compassion, to be people of kindness, to be people who are working toward transformation and change, so that the difficulties and the hardships and the pain and the tragedy that so many millions of brothers and sisters are going through is somehow relieved. That this is the responsibility that I am calling myself and all of us to. My brothers and